Before I decided to get baptized, I would say I exuded a form of confidence that wasn't centered in Christ. I had an ego. I joined Praise because I enjoyed singing, but also, honestly, I enjoyed seeing myself up on stage. And I just didn't feel connected to God. I went to church only because I had to. If I was scheduled to sing, I went. If I wasn't, I hung out at home or just went out or just didn't really respect the Sabbath as the Sabbath. I also found myself to be a little bit reserved about my Christianity and my religion. My boss one time asked me if I was religious at all, and I said a little bit, just because I was afraid to be judged by him, just because there can be some stigma behind saying that you're a Christian. People look at you as a Christian and they think, you know, the extreme sides of things, and their entire point of view of you changes. And I was really concerned about that. At the end of 2023, I found myself in a state of depression. I didn't know what God wanted me to do with my life. Things weren't going my way. It felt like my head was loud. It was just like there's something going on in my head all the time. And I felt like the only way to get rid of that was through Jesus. Something inside me was telling me that I could only get over what I was feeling through Jesus. With that, I think I just, started praying more. My dad always told me, get baptized when you're ready, not when others tell you to. When I finally got that feeling, I'll never forget. It was so clear. It was clear as day. And that's when I went up and approached Pastor Nim and told him that I would like to pursue Bible studies towards baptism. Shortly after I made that decision, I received a text from Pastor Abraham asking if I wanted to take part in a trip down to Exponential, and I never said yes to anything faster. I didn't realize how much of a blessing that would have been in my life. It was through Expo that helped me understand what was going on in my life. I went to a class about stress and anxiety management, which I found was very appropriate for me at the time. It was there in which I learned how to deal with my depression, and it was there where I learned that God's in control. And I'll never forget, it was a Tuesday afternoon. I walked out of that class and I was suddenly brought with the wave of peace. Something I've never felt before in my life. That noise that I was talking about earlier was gone, just in a moment. I don't think I let God have the chance to fix it. And I think He let me figure out that it's not me who fixes all my problems, it's Him. From crying out of sadness and pleading for just a sense of peace, the rest of the week I cried out of joy. My sense of anxiety was gone, and I had a whole new perspective on how I should live my life. And it was as simple as recognizing that I don't have to take all my problems on my own head on. I could just give everything I have to Him. In a time of crisis, that's where I found my faith. I now have found myself playing Christian music at my work site. I am not afraid to say that I'm a Christian when someone asks, and I try to live my life as Christian-like as possible. I'm here now because of Jesus. I just gave all my burdens to Him. That noise is gone because He just gave me this overwhelming sense of peace. It's not to say that my life is perfect now. There still comes waves where I am just utterly stressed and that noise comes back. But I'm able to find myself out of that noise a lot quicker than I was before because of Jesus. And because I know that He's got me.